on, Eric. You tell them, son. Tell them what it's all about and tell them they need to get tuned in to Warren's Team Talk on a Saturday afternoon from 2:30 to watch his Match Day Live show, because that's where it's all happening, people. And thanks everyone for coming and tuning in and doing the right thing. You know it makes sense. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining me this afternoon. Yes, you're right. Eric's right. The whole world is right. They are here. It's the Match Day Live and we're ready to rock and roll, as they say. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all well and you're looking forward to this, because I am. It's going to be absolutely banging. We've got some brilliant games going on today, and we're going to be catching it all here live on the Warren's Team Talk Match Day Live. So I hope you got your seatbelt on. I hope you got your seatbelts on. Not like our bloody dippy Prime Minister, but still, there you go. Yeah, and less said about that, that's the better, I think. Anyway, so let's get into it. And let's see what the show has got in store for us today. So, don't forget, people, yesterday, or I think, was it yesterday or the day before? Yeah, yesterday, I did a video about Leandro Trossard, Arsenal's new signing, and I told you all about his career and bits and bobs about him. So go and check that out, because there's some really, really interesting information in there. So go and check that out. I hope it's helpful and you find it interesting. I have to say, when I was putting it together, I found it quite interesting. And the other thing I wanted to say, everyone, please be aware, right? Arsenal Football Club's Judgment Day is coming. It's looming on the horizon, and that will be soon. So you need to keep an eye out for that, because it's going to be epic. That day when judgment is served on Arsenal Football Club is going to be epic. It's going to be wild. So keep an eye out for it, because it's going to be banging. Anyway, so let's get into today's show. So let's have a look at the Premier League table today. I did this about 20 minutes ago, actually. So this is the league table as it stands. Obviously, it's not taking account of the game that's just about to finish or has just finished. But Arsenal currently sat top. They're 5 points clear of Manchester City. But Arsenal do have a game in hand, which if we win, we will go 8 points clear. So we're in a very, very healthy position. So my message to Arsenal is quite simple, really. Back him. Back him. Show that you're serious about this title challenge and back that man. Back Mikel Arteta, and just let's have that one final push, right, to help him deliver the Premier League title, because it's in touching distance. 8 points clear at this point of the season is bonkers. Yes, we've been in this position before and we fucked it up. We have. But let's get behind the team and give him everything he needs to deliver it. Yeah, I don't like the fella. I think he's an absolute knobend. I do. I can't stand the fella. People have said, oh, it's not personal. Well, I'm sorry. It is for me. It is for me. And I can't stand the fella. He should never have been appointed in the first place. But that's being said, the position we're in, we need to go for it now and see if we can get ourselves over the line and get that title. Because we haven't done it for nearly 20 odd years now, and it's not acceptable. All right. So come on, let's give it one final push. Below Man City, we got United and Newcastle, and then Spurs, Fulham, and Brighton. But tomorrow is an absolutely massive day in the season for Arsenal. Arsenal Man United is one of the the 6 big games of the season. Arsenal United, Arsenal Liverpool, Liverpool United. Yeah, all of those games are absolutely massive. Any game involving the top 3 clubs in the country is always huge. And that's what they are. Arsenal, Liverpool, United, the 3 biggest clubs in this country. So tomorrow, it's going to be huge. It really is. And I saw Aussie Gooner did a video about the Arsenal United game yesterday. Absolutely spot on. Everything he said was absolutely spot on. And I used to work in an Irish organisation. And I'm telling you, 95% of those people were United fans. And whenever Arsenal played United, there was no hiding place, either for me or for them. If we lost, it was horrific. It was an absolute bloody nightmare because they come looking for you. They would. They come looking for you. And vice versa. If we won, I went looking for them. And there was no hiding place. However, they seem to find the hiding places whenever we beat them, I can tell you. Because they were nowhere to be bloody seen. Oh, yeah, he's on leave. Oh, yeah, she's not in today. She's had to go to a meeting. Yeah, right-o. So the 3 p.m. kickoffs that we're covering today in the Premier League are Bournemouth against Notts Forest, Leicester City against Brighton and Hove Albion, Southampton against Aston Villa, and West Ham United against Everton. Now, the last game there, that West Ham United Everton game, I've heard a lot of talk in the last week about sackings, right? And whoever loses this game today is going to get the tin tack, right? Sorry, I shouldn't use colloquialism. Tin tack, what I mean by that is the sack. And let's see, because I do not believe that would be a wise move for West Ham to give David Moyes the sack. I don't. I do rate the fella, and it's not because he's a big Celtic man, although that does help, but I just don't think it would be a good move. I don't. I think he's a class act. I think he knows what he's doing. On the other hand, the Everton situation with him, with Frank Lampard, he's on a hiding to nothing because it's not him that's the problem. It's the board at Everton. Every Everton fan I speak to tells me the same thing about Everton Football Club. And they tell me it's the board. I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on there. It's not my club. But the likes of James Dunlop tell me this. Other people I know who are Everton fans who you guys don't know all tell me it's the board. So, and these people are people whose judgment I trust. So if they're telling me it's the board, then it's the board, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, let's see what happens today, because that is, even at this stage of the season, that's a relegation dogfight and a 6-pointer at the bottom of the table. It really is. So, yeah, there's some great games there. Notts Forest are resurgent. They're doing well at the moment. Leicester are struggling as well. Brighton have been doing well of late. Arsenal obviously signed Leandro Trossard from them yesterday for around about £20 million. Southampton against Aston Villa. Aston Villa with the Arsenal #1 goalkeeper there on their books. And also Arsenal's proper manager, Unai Emery. Should never have been sacked, in my opinion. Absolute fucking shambles. The problem at Arsenal, as you are, I still think this, the #1 problem is the fucking ownership. Because I just don't think they're serious. I'm sorry, I don't think they're serious. Yeah, we're sitting top of the table, but this should have been happening 3 years ago. Instead of that, we've had all this bullshit process. No. But anyway, we won't get into that. I'm looking forward to this afternoon because I think it's going to be brilliant. Anyway, so the lineups and formations. Let's start with Bournemouth against Southampton. The Bournemouth team today is Neto, Stevens, Kelly, who's captain, Lerma, Christie, Otorara, Rothwell, Smith, Moore, Anthony, and Zamora. And Southampton. Now, let me just say about this Southampton. What am I talking about? Notts Forest. Let me just say about this Notts Forest away kit. See, this is what I like to see. This is tradition, right? And they're not like coming out with fucking really off-key bonkers kits, like crazy bloody pink kits and all the rest of it. They're going for the traditional yellow and blue. When I was growing up, Notts Forest always had a yellow and blue away kit, or if not yellow and blue, it was all yellow. And that was the way it never changed. And look what they've done. Absolutely spot on. Well done, Forest. And it looks like they've got Chris Wood playing up front. So fair play to him. He's a good, hard-working striker, and I think he'll do a good job for him. So Notts Forest's starting lineup today is Hennessy, Worrell, who's captain, Mangala, Gibbs-White, Johnson, Yates, Freuler, Aurier, Bowley, Lodi, and Wood. So their lineup, their formations, Bournemouth are going for a 4-4-2, and Forest are going with a 4-3-1-2. So there you go. That's the Forest and Bournemouth information. Let's move on now and look at Leicester against Brighton. Leicester, their starting 11 is Ward, Castagnet, Armity, Fies, Thomas, Mendy, Tielemans, who's captain, Dewsbury Hall, Barnes, Pray, Vardy, and Madison's on the bench there. Look, that's interesting. And Southampton, oh dear. What was I just saying about away kits? Look at that Brighton away kit. That is absolutely shocking. It's shocking. That has to be one of the worst away kits I've seen. It's shocking. It is. It's absolutely shocking. But their starting 11 is Sanchez, Dunk, Marsh, McAllister, Gross, Lallana, Welbeck, Mitoma, Casiado, Van Heck, and Estupinan. Yeah, God, let me get that bloody thing off screen because that's shocking. Leicester, they're going with a 4-3-3 formation. And Brighton, they're going with a 4-2-3-1. So that's that information. That's the Brighton and Leicester information. Let's move on now to look at Southampton against Aston Villa. So Southampton's starting 11 is Bazunu, Lyenko, Coletta Carr, Salisu, Walker-Peters, Lavia, Dalio, Ward-Prowse, who's captain, Edozie, Armstrong and Adams. And the Aston Villa starting 11. They've gone with Martinez in goal, the Arsenal #1 keeper, in my opinion, who's captain today as well. And Young, Konsa, Mings, Alex Moreno, Ramsey, Douglas Luiz, Camara, Buendia, Watkins and Bailey. And the Villa formation is 4-2-3-1. And the Villa formation is 4-4-2. So that's Southampton and Aston Villa stuff dealt with. Let's move on now. This is the big clash of the day for me. It's West Ham against Everton. Now, the West Ham team is as follows. It's Fabianski, Kufal, Zuma, Ogbonna, Aguerd, Emerson, Rice, who's captain. Interesting. Paqueta, Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio. And then Everton, they've gone with Pickford, Coleman, he's their captain today, Mina, Cody, Tarkovsky, Mikalenko, Onana, Onana the Banana, Iwobi, Garner, Gray, and Calvert-Lewin. And their formations are West Ham are going for a 3-4-2-1. Christmas tree, I guess you could call that. And then Everton, they've gone with the same, a 3-4-2-1. So that game is going to be fascinating for me. It really is. And let's see what happens today. And so that's it, guys. Let's wait. And we'll get started properly when the game kicks off. But I want to know from the Arsenal fans in the chat what you think about this and Leandro Trossard fella. Do you and Arsenal's rest of the business in the transfer window? Do you think that's it, or do you think we're going to get anyone else? I've heard talk that we're very close to signing a young Polish fella. And we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, tell me what you think. So we've got his Igra Bonesy DJ Gatty. Nice to see you, buddy, mate. I hope you're well. Good PM, Warren. What up? I just joined now. Big up, matey. I love you, big man. Big up. Poland is so snowing right now. I'm off today at work, mate. Big signings from us, mate. He will. I hope so, buddy. I really do. The fella from Brighton, I think that's a good signing. It'll give good competition in the two wide positions that we got for Saka and Martinelli, but I think we need more. I really do. And we need players, in my opinion, that are proven in the Premier League and that deliver. I don't want to see kids coming in who haven't played in the Premier League before and they're going to need time. No. And Gavin O'Flaherty Gooner says, crack Warren, bud. You'd say to you, mate, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great day. And thanks very much to you coming in. Got Del Boy Gunner TV. What's the bleeding crack, Warren, and all you legends? Speaking of cracks, I'm in my friend's house, fitting the toilet and wash hand basin. Well, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. I hope that goes well. I hope, that you enjoy yourself. You have a great afternoon. Gavin O'Flaherty says there's too many United fans over here, the Muppets. Yeah, man, listen, I've said this to a few people. Years ago, I used to work in an Irish organisation and most of them were United fans. And whenever Arsenal were playing United, it was a bloody nightmare because you couldn't get away with them, get away from them. Soon as, if United beat Arsenal, they'd come hunting me down, man. But when it was the other way round, if we beat them, they would disappear. They would disappear. And there was no sight nor sound of them anywhere. You could not find the sight or sound of them. Who just disappear into the ether and you'd never find them. And Joanne Smith says, hi, Warren, I'm just in Tesco, laugh out loud. Well, okay, nice one. I hope you should get Tesco to put it on there like intercom, have me broadcasting around the store. That'd be a laugh. I'd love that. Good afternoon, Tesco shoppers. And make sure when you get home, you tune into Warren's Team Talk to follow all the Saturday afternoon action in the football. You won't regret it, people. And that's why while you're doing that, make sure you get your baked beans, because I believe they're on offer at the moment. And also, make sure you get your sausages, because they're also half price down in the delicatessen aisle. So, yeah, the Aussie Gooner says, big up, Warren. Big up, Aussie Gooner. I hope you're well, mate. That stream you did earlier with the football cap that was hilarious. I only caught that last 5 minutes of it, as you know, but it was banging. I'm going to watch it tonight when I'm in bed and whatnot, because it was fucking looked classic. And I'm telling you, if we beat them tomorrow, I'm getting on the fucking first plane from London down to Sydney, and I'm going to bloody get that guy's cigars and I'm going to ram him down his bloody throat. I'm telling you, hey, and I'm going to do it live on the YouTube. I'm telling you, buddy. Jan says, oh, she's coming in with her predictions. Bless her. Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Leicester 1, Brighton 2. She's going Southampton 2, Aston Villa 1. No. You can't go against Unai Emery, Joanne. No. I'm not having that. And Gavin O'Flaherty says, love yellow away kits. Yeah, man, you can't beat them. And that was their kit for years and years and years. When I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, they always had a yellow away kit. Always. And teams didn't keep changing their kits from 1 minute to the next back then. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, people saying, yeah, well, you know, you've got to move with the times. Not always. There's some things that are better left the way they were, in my opinion. And then Joanne's going West Ham 1, Everton 2. Oh, dear. If that happens, I think Bhoycie could be in trouble. I really do. And Craig AFC 87, Warren, trust the project. Exactly. I love it. Trust the project. I fucking love it. Hold on. I'm going to do something. I love that. Hold on. I just want to... I want to do something. The project. There you go. Look at my banner going across there. Trust the project. I absolutely love it. Oh, that's hilarious, man. You're a top fella, Craig. Arsenal maniac. Awful the colours. Don't even go together. Yeah, I know. It's shocking. What these people must have been smoking something when they put that shirt together. And Arsenal maniac says together, yeah, I got it, man. I got it. I think the West Ham versus Everton losing manager may get the sack soon after. Well, this is what I've been hearing all week. And I've also been hearing that if Brendan Rodgers loses today with Leicester, that he's going. That'll be it. It'll be game over for him. Which is a concern for me if I was a Leicester fan, because I think the man's quality. I don't know what the issue is at Leicester. I don't. But I don't think getting rid of Brendan is the answer. I don't. And Arsenal maniac saying if either lose. And Gavin saying we need another CM and someone up front at least. Yep, mate, I'll tell you what I think, right? I think we need at least one more CM, right? Because we need backups for Partey. And we need a backup stroke long-term replacement for Granit Xhaka. And I think we need a centre-back. Because the reason we need a centre-back, because if Saliba or the other fella that partners him at the back either get injured or get suspended, then having Bob Boulding come in, it ain't going to work. He's not the one, and it will be a massive problem because he ain't good enough. Bob, I'm sorry, but Bob is not good enough. Rob Holding, I'm talking about, for anyone that doesn't know what I'm on about. So, yeah, I agree with you, Gavin. I think we need more. And these youngsters that we're being linked to, no, man, we need experienced players. Need to stop this bloody faffing about with young kids. We need experience. You're going to go and win a title, you need proper players. That's what you need, not bloody unproven kids. And they haven't even played in the Premier League before. And we need Premier League proven players in those positions we just talked about. That's what I think. Right, that's my opinion, and I just don't think buying a load of kids from overseas is the answer. Dan says, hello, Warren. Hi, mate. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope the county do well for you today. Because the thing is, it's just more of this same old bullshit. Trust the process. Give him time. No, start fucking delivering now. Now. That's what I want to see. And Gavin says they're still the same. Disappear like Houdini. Yeah, man. It's shocking. Craig, Aussie Gooner, big up. Great show you did with Football Capital. Well, I only saw about 5-10 minutes of it at the end, and it was absolutely fantastic. And Craig's come in again with his Trust the Project. Mate, I absolutely love that. Trust the project. I would say toss the project, but there you go. And Joanne says, off to Lidl and to get my reduced fat burgers and meatballs. Fair play. Get some corn ones as well. They're good. Honestly, the corn stuff's really, really good, Joanne. Dan says, funny you mentioned county. Got called off with 3.5 hours for kickoff. Absolute joke. Oh, my days. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Well, you can come, put your feet up, make yourself a nice cup of tea or coffee and enjoy an afternoon of Warren's team talk, mate. That should hopefully soften the blow a bit. The future is now, not in the summer. Exactly, Craig. The future might never come. What happens if bloody Putin decides to drop a nuke on us? Then what? No. The time has come to start delivering trophies. That is what Edu said at the beginning of the season, and that's what I want to see. So that's what I think. And they need to deliver. All this nonsense about, they need to be given time, we need to wait. No, deliver now. I've had enough of all this nonsense. So, let's... I didn't realise that I wasn't on screen. Sorry, guys. Here you are. Oh, dear. I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. And, don't forget, people, we have to trust the project. Trust the project. So let's get this show on the road and put that there. And you probably noticed I've had a haircut. I've been absolutely scalped. So it's much better than it was before. That, carry on was just absolutely ridiculous. So, the last one, the hair was it was getting out of hand, really. An absolute mess. Right, so let's have a look, see what's going on. So it finished at Anfield 0-0, Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. I'm just going to make this easier to manage. Put it there like that. So, Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. Let's kind of check that out and find out a bit more about it and see what happened. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. Look at that. down the right-hand corner of the screen where it says, "This really isn't the place for learning." Yes, well, I can think of another place that isn't a place for learning, and yeah, certain football club in North London. I wish the owners would have that attitude. So here we go. This is the match stats. Liverpool had 48% possession. Chelsea had 52. Liverpool had 15 shots. Chelsea had 11. Liverpool had 3 shots on target. Chelsea had 2. Liverpool won 5 corners. Chelsea won 5 corners. And the foul count was 16-9 to Liverpool. So there you go. That's about the size of it, really. Let's have a look at lineups and see what happened. Liverpool went with a 4-3-3. Milner got booked in, and so did the young fella Bashtik, and Jones got booked as well. So for those 3 fellas, this is for you, lads. Your book, son. And let's see. Chelsea. Chalobah got booked. And yeah, he was the only one that got booked. So Chalobah, my friend, this is your book, son. And looks like Mudryk made his debut for Chelsea. He came on in the 55th minute for Hull. Chelsea also made 3 other substitutions. Azpilicueta came on for Chalobah, and Chukwuemeka came on in the 82nd minute for Mount, and Aubameyang came on in the 81st minute for Kai Havertz. So that was that. And then for Liverpool, Alexander-Arnold came on in the 72nd minute for James Milner, and Charles Darwin-Núñez came on in the 63rd minute for Naby Keita. Fabinho came on for Bashtik in the 82nd minute. Henderson came on for Gakpo, and Jones came on for Elliott. And those 3 subs all happened in the 82nd minute. Wow. There you are. And let's look. So Liverpool's player of the day, or man of the match, whatever you want to call it. Some of these players got really low scores. Look at that. It's like James. No, I was going to say James Milner, but no, it was Alisson. Alisson won the man of the match for Liverpool. He got a rating of 5.66. These scores, by the way, are voted for by people who go on the BBC website. There's a facility where you can go on there and put a rating in and for the players for the game. And Chelsea. See who Chelsea's man of the match was. Looks like it was Thiago Silva. Yeah, so player of the match for Chelsea was Thiago Silva, and Alisson was Liverpool's man of the match. So there you go. There you go. That's that. So let's get into today's action. 6 minutes gone so far, and all our games are goalless. So And James Collins, former Wales defender on BBC 5 Live, is saying that West Ham should be on the front foot. Well, of course they should. They're at home, for God's sake. Any team playing on a home should be on the front foot. Jesus Christ. And he's saying it's a tremendous atmosphere. You can see Everton are happy to let West Ham have the ball, so they should be on the front foot. Jesus Christ. And there's a penalty appeal at Southampton. It's kept comfortable for Emiliano Martinez, or Emmy as I like to call him, as Lianco heads the Southampton corner straight into his arms. Jacob Ramsey is then chased down by Gavin Bazuna at the far end, and he goes toppling over in the box. There is a VAR check for penalty, but nothing given. There we are. Right, people, just give me 2 seconds because I need to go and put my heating on because I'm getting a bit cold. Hold on just a sec. All right, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right, I'm back, everyone. I'm just going to... I'm back. Here we go. Right, so let's see what there's anything been happening. Probably not. But still, you never know your luck. So just under 10 minutes gone in all the games, and it's still goalless up and down the country. Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Bournemouth have won 4 of their last 5 league games against Forest, including their only previous top flight meeting in September, coming from 2-0 down to win 3-2. That was Gary O'Neill's first as a Premier League manager. He made a very promising start, of course, but results have been harder to come by of late. Well, there you go. Some unforgiving, the Premier League, isn't it? I think we all know that, really. What's going on? Something happening? Not really. Not really. Let's get into just a few chats in there. And Carl Walsh Gunners here, Wexford's finest. How you doing, big fella? Good to see you. Big up, Warren, watching you here, having dinner in a beautiful restaurant with my daughter. Fair play, mate. I hope you have a lovely, lovely time. And please give my regards to her. And I hope for tomorrow, because, yeah, United at home that's a special one. It really is. Craig AFC87 says Mudryk did look good today when he came on. Okay, fair enough. Warren Liverpool Chelsea game was a snooze fest, he says. And there's been a goal. And it's Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 1. So let's go down to Bournemouth and find out all about that. Ryan Yates is the goal scorer. So let's go down to Bournemouth and check that out. Ryan Yates scored. Is it Ryan Yates? I don't know. Yates, anyway, scored in the 30th minute and they've taken it off. Maybe he hasn't scored. Maybe the BBC are playing with us. But let's go and find out. Dear oh Lord. These people, honestly, they're absolutely fucking shocking. Shocking. Let me get my phone and he's back again. They can't make their mind up, can they? They're absolutely useless. Useless. Let's see. I'm just checking. What's going on? And the Ryan Yates goal has been checked by VAR by the looks of it. Nottingham Forest score. Ryan Yates is on the score sheet. VAR goal. The referee has stopped the play. VAR check in progress pending goal situation. After reviewing the situation, the referee announces that the goal for Nottingham Forest is revoked due to offside. So, Willie Bowley from Nottingham Forest is ruled offside. There you go. So that's it. The goal's ruled out. There's no goal. It remains not Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. So there we have it. That is that. It's been ruled out. It's been scrubbed off, whatever you want to call it. But the goal does not stand. Well. There you go. It's all drama and excitement. Do you know, I'm going to have to do some a video for VAR check, because I just think that is mad. It really is fucking bonkers. But there you go. That's football. There you are. That's football. Still, it remains Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0. And let's go back into chat. Gavin's back in the chat. He's saying human of the game. Right. I don't know what that is. But whatever you say, man, I don't know what you're referring to be honest. I wish I did know, because it looks like it might be quite funny. Dan says, bloody hell, you must won the lottery. It's the hearings. If the hearing's going on, you must have won the lottery if the hearing's going on. Oh, the heating's going on. Yeah. Well, exactly, man. I just can't bear being cold. I can't. I just can't. But it won't be on for long, mate. It's only going to be on for till the end of the show, and then as soon as that show finishes, that's it. Off. It's coming off again. 0-0, says Gavin. 0-0. VAR said offside. Yeah, well, there you go. It's for me. It's not VAR's the problem. It's the people using it. Honestly, I've got no confidence in referees at all. I just think they're absolutely useless. And Dan says, good old VAR. Yeah, man. It's shocking, isn't it? Well, it's not the VAR for me that's the problem. Like I said, I think it's the officials. I think they're absolute dog shit, to be frank. Need to reverse the fireworks now. We're on. Yeah, well, they've gone off. There's nothing I can do about it now, unfortunately. I definitely want to get I'm going to definitely have to make a video about VAR. I am like to put on when there's a VAR check in progress. That's of course if I find out about it, but still, there you are. We'll see, because I think it'd be a pretty good thing to add to the show, add to the excitement. So 18 minutes on at Bournemouth, and it's Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Leicester 0, Brighton 0. 18 minutes gone there. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. 16 minutes gone there. And West Ham 0, Everton 0. 16 minutes gone there. And strong statement about the referees there, Ron. Yeah, but they are the dog shit. Fucking no, they are dog shit. They're useless, absolutely fucking useless. Honestly, honestly, it's an absolute fucking shambles. A lump of shite hitting the floor with VAR on it might be a good idea for it. Exactly, exactly. Because honestly, they just fucking ain't got a fucking clue what they're doing. I'm convinced of it. Either that or they're just completely corrupt, one of the two, or if not both. It's shocking. So let's get back into this and see what else is going on. Oh dear, that picture of Frank Lampard ain't very flattering, is it? Dear me. Yeah, it's Frank, isn't it? West Ham 0, Everton 0. First chance of the game falls Everton's way. The Toffees recycle the corner and the ball drops for Yerry Mina in the box. The hefty Colombian takes the ball down on his chest but screws the shot on the swivel just wide. And just prior to that, Douglas Luiz, one-time Arsenal target, plays a smart pass through to Jacob Ramsey, but it's read by Kyle Walker-Peters, and just the one shot on target. Lianco's tame header earlier. It's not been a blockbuster. Well, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Southampton are struggling at the bottom end of the table, and Villa are trying to obviously be happy to take a point away from Southampton. But there. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. Villa are still dominating possession, but they haven't tested Southampton enough. Leon Bailey also almost slides in Ollie Watkins, but Mohamed Salisu gets a touch. On it comes. But Mohamed Salisu gets a touch on it. It comes back from Bailey, headed away by Lianco, and then Alex Moreno skews it well wide from the edge of the box. And Danny Ings has just come on to warm up and is greeted by warm applause from the home fans. West Ham manager David Moyes said he regrets Ings. David Moyes said he regards Ings as a safe bet, but he has gone off piece to sign him, given he has tried to bring younger players into his squad this season. So says Simon Stone from BBC Sport at the London Stadium. And after what was a pretty frantic start to this game, it has slowed down a bit. It's become a bit of a midfield arm wrestle for superiority, and that's the Bournemouth Notts Forest game. Adam Armstrong threatens to get on the end of a punt forward, but Emi Martinez sees it coming and rushes out sharply to clear important intervention from the World Cup winner. Right, okie doke. So let's see what the score situation is. So it's still goalless in all the games. So let's go and have a look, see what's going on around the country at other games outside of the Premier League. And ended today in the Women's Super League. Man City win 1, Aston Villa women 1. In the Championship, Coventry lost 4-2 at home to Norwich. So that would have pleased my mate Mick. I hope you're okay, buddy. It's a good win for you boys today. It's currently Birmingham City 0, Preston North End 2. Blackpool and Huddersfield Town was postponed due to a frozen pitch. And then in the other games, Bristol City, Blackburn Rovers, Cardiff City, Millwall, Queen's Park Rangers and Swansea City. All those games are goalless. And then it's currently Stoke City 1, Reading 0, Watford 0, Rotherham United 1, and Wigan Athletic 0, Luton Town 1. So 22 minutes gone in those games there. League 1 is Bristol City 3, Accrington Stanley 0, Derby County 1, Bolton Wanderers 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, Milton Keynes Dons 0, Oxford United, Plymouth Argyle and Cheltenham Town, Portsmouth and Exeter. All those games are goalless. And then it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Fleetwood Town 0, and Shrewsbury Town 0, Cambridge United 0. And the other games, they've all been postponed because of frozen pitches. And in League 2, the games that have gone ahead, then there isn't many of them. It's Colchester United 0, Gillingham 0, Hartlepool United 0, Rochdale 0, and Stevenage 2, Leyton Orient 0. Every other game in that league, every other game in that league has fallen foul of the winner, and they've all been postponed because of frozen pitches. So you're not the only one, Dan. I know your game at Crewe got postponed, but a lot of the other games in that league have been postponed as well. Look at that. New Zealand ladies lost 5-0 at home to the United States. No surprise there, really. United States probably the best women's team in the world at the moment, to be frank. There you go. There we are. Let's get back into it and see what's going on. And 24 minutes gone, people, and it's still 0-0 in all the games, those Premier League games that we're watching at the moment. Hopefully things will change shortly. And Gavin is saying corruption is most likely, to be honest. Mate, I wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I wouldn't trust these buggers as far as I could throw them, to be quite frank. Dan says, unpopular opinion. I don't think the referees are actually that bad, if I'm being honest. Well, fair play to you, mate, if that's what you think. I have to say I disagree with you. But, yeah, if that's what you think, superb. Big up to you, man. You know that I love your opinions, and I can 100% respect what you say. I love having you in my chat. I think you're a top fella. And, yeah. So I just don't agree with you about that. That's it, unfortunately. Yeah, you just said that. But fair play to you, mate. Douglas Louise, one-time Arsenal PR stunt, laughing emojis. Yeah, absolutely, it was. That's all it was. A PR bloody stunt, 100%, and potential boy. That's what I'd call it. Exactly, Dan. And we don't have to agree on everything. It's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that. We'll agree to disagree on it. Yeah, fair play, man. Fair play. So, let's see. And there's been a goal, people, that I think this one might actually stand. There's been 2 goals. Blimey. Right, so let's go through it then. Let's go through it. So first goal we're going down to Bournemouth. There's been a goal in the Bournemouth Notts Forest game. And this time it's gone to Bournemouth. Anthony scores after 28 minutes. And it was assisted by Owatara. However you say that name, I'm not really sure, to be honest. But yeah, goal. Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Jaden Anthony, Bournemouth, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom left corner, and it was assisted by Dango Owatara with a cross. What a name. Dango Owatara. Superb. So that puts Bournemouth 1-0 up. Play to them. And let's go and check out the second goal that's been scored. And this one has come in the game at Leicester. It's Leicester City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. It's been scored by Mitoma. He scored in the 27th minute, and it was assisted by Estupiñán. So let's see how that one went in. So, okay. Goal. Leicester City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Karu Mitoma, Brighton and Hove Albion, had a right-footed shot from the outside of the box to the top right corner, and it was assisted by Pervis Estupiñán. So, Brighton lead 1-0 at Leicester. Not good news for Brendan. That pushes them down into 16th. They're 1 point ahead of the relegation zone. Very worrying and troubling times for them. Bournemouth are up to 14th now on 19 points. And Brighton are up to 5th in the Premier League now on 33 points if he stays like this. So, yeah, it's exciting days if you're a Brighton fan, that's for sure. So, after 32 minutes gone, it's Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Leicester 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0, and West Ham 0, Everton 0. So let's see what is going on. There we go. Yeah, sorry guys, just getting a bit self-indulgent there, really, if I'm being honest. So let's go to that chat. Someone's commenting. So Dan wants to know how I think Arsenal are going to do tomorrow against United. I think we're going to win, and I think we're going to win comfortably. I think we're going to absolutely destroy them. I said on Aussie Gooner's channel earlier today, I thought we'd win 6-0. I don't think that's going to, and I was just on a wind-up. But I do think we'll win. And I think it'll be comfortable. I think we're going to win 3-0. Particularly because that fella of theirs, the main man in that team, is missing. The massive stroke of luck. This is what I said about Arteta. He's the luckiest man in football. Something like this always happens to him. Always absolute stroke of luck. But I'm telling you, there's 2 games this season that he's going to lose that no one is expecting him to. And those games are the games against Aston Villa. He will lose those games. They are the games against Unai Emery. He will lose them. I'm telling you, he will lose them. Unai will do a job on him yet again. He will. And, yeah, that will be that. That would be that. So, yeah, that's what I think, man. And what other games we got tomorrow? I'd be interested. By the way, what does everyone else in the chat think about that? What do you think is going to happen in this game tomorrow between Arsenal and Manchester United? See, tomorrow you've got Leeds against Brentford and Manchester City against Wolves, and then now at 2:00, and then at 4:30 we got Arsenal against Manchester United. So, and look at that, in a strange quirk of fate, tomorrow at 12:30 you got Chelsea against Liverpool, ladies, right, in the Women's Super League. It's interesting because they each have a day in the men's game. It would just be interesting to be able to have those games played on the same day. Like, for example, what I mean is have the men's Premier League game play and the ladies' Premier League game play, and have them play at the same day, and like potentially like have one play before the other, have half an hour break between each game. I don't know whether the pitch would be able to stand up to it or not. I don't know. But it'd be interesting. It'd be really cool. Like you could have people inside the ground for what? 2 hours, I think maybe 5, 6 hours, something like that. Be absolute. The covers would love it. They would, because there'd be plenty of this to be made. Just an idea, a crazy, wacky idea of mine. I know I have plenty of crazy, wacky ideas, let me tell you. But see, yeah, that's it, mate. I don't know what anyone else thinks about that. And stick Trossard out left and Martinelli up front and we'll win comfortably. Yeah, I don't think he'll do that, though. I think he'll bring Trossard on with about 5 minutes to go. And Dan says, bit like non-league day at Wembley, 2 games for 1 ticket. Yeah, why not? Why not? You can make an absolute fucking killing and have people inside the ground all bloody day, like all the merch, all the food and all the rest of it that you could sell. We'd make a fucking killing. Honestly, you would. I just think it'd be brilliant. I really do. And I'm surprised that none of them have thought about it before now, to be honest. But what do I know? I ain't got a bloody clue. I mean, clearly I haven't. I mean, and Gavin says, of course he won't. He'll tell Nketiah to be a light bulb and we're sorted. Yeah, I think that went. It's spot on. And where is it? Is it there? No. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I want to find something because that really has provoked me now to do something. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, in a minute we're going to do something, and because that comment, absolutely spot on. By the way, Gavin, 100%, mate, 100%. So let's go back to the chat. There's 2 or 3 comments coming in, and Steve RFC says, "Big up! I just watched Football Terrace. It's a good channel with Terry Fleurs. Do you watch that in YouTube?" Oh yeah, I used to. I used to watch it all the time. I haven't watched it in a while. I don't know why. There's also some more awareness to women's game. Yeah, I just think it's a no-brainer, mate. It really is. And Liverpool and Chelsea drawing good for other teams, especially Newcastle. Hopefully they'll beat Palace. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because Newcastle are doing really well this season. And as you probably know, anyone who watched that video I did my review of the sporting year for 2022 will see that I gave Eddie Howe the Manager of the Year award for his performance in 2022 because I just think he's been outstanding. And Steve RFC says Liverpool or Chelsea could end up in the Conference League. Yeah, they could. They 100% could. Because it's not going great for either of them, is it? Let's be honest. Jess says, did you see Mudryk? I have to say he's quality. Mate, I didn't, unfortunately. I was busy getting ready for this show. I didn't have time to see it, but someone else said that earlier in the chat, was saying that when he came on, he looked good. But let's see. Let's see what happens. But nice to see you, mate. And those of you, anyone who's in here, and I doubt there is, anyone who's in here who hasn't subscribed already to Jesse's channel, please go and check it out and subscribe to him because his channel is absolutely superb. I think it's on Monday. He's doing a video about the legend, and I mean legend, Pat Jennings, absolutely legendary Arsenal goalkeeper. He came to us from Spurs, and he had a good career with us as well. Absolutely top goalkeeper. And Jesse's doing that on Monday. I think it's Monday evening. I can't remember what time it is, but yeah, go make sure you check that out because it's going to be epic. It really, really is. So you won't want to miss that because Pat Jennings was superb. He really was. Joanne says, I'm back that loud home. Did you get lots of good stuff, Joanne? That's what I need to know. Steve RSC, I've always rated Man City players better than Liverpool. Not been best this season, but City always finished top 4, always ahead of Liverpool. Yeah, I don't know how they did. I've done it twice now. Finished 1 point ahead of Liverpool and won the title. It's just unbelievable. Like, you know, both like in the low 90s in points total, and they like come first and second. It's absolutely incredible. It really is. Jennings was unreal, says Gavin. Yeah, he was, man. He absolutely was. He absolutely was. And I remember him in a game. I was at Highbury watching Arsenal. I think we were playing Norwich. And this Norwich player, he took a shot from outside of the box, right? And he absolutely belted it. It went like a rocket. Pat Jennings, he just went like that. He threw his hand up in the air, one-handed, caught the ball, right, with one hand, brought it back down to his chest, bounced it a couple of times, and then launched a kick up the field. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. Bloke catching a football with one hand. It was just insane. Absolutely insane. And Steve says, imagine losing one game all year, not winning the title. It would be hard to take. Happened to Liverpool and Celtic before in 1996. Yeah, I remember it happening to Celtic, man. Thanks for reminding me about that. Lovely. Yeah, I do remember. I do. It was sickening. Absolutely sickening. But let's see what's going on. There's been another goal at Leicester. There's been a goal at Leicester, guys. It's currently Leicester City 1, Brighton 1. Leicester have got an equaliser there. Let's go and check that out. And there's also been another goal in one of our other games, and we'll go and check that out in a minute. Old Brighton has scored in the 38th minute for Leicester. Let's see how he got that goal. Mark Albrighton, Leicester City, right-footed shot from the right side of the 6-yard box to the bottom right corner. Goal confirmed following a VAR review. So it's Leicester City 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. So let's go down to West Ham. And West Ham have scored a couple within 8 minutes of each other. Bowen has scored 2. He scored in the 34th minute and the 42nd minute. The goal in the 42nd minute was assisted by Antonio. So it's currently West Ham United 2, Everton 0. Let's go and find out how he scored them goals. So the first one in the 34th minute, West Ham United 1, Everton 0. Jared Bowen, West Ham United. He took a left-footed shot from very close range to the high centre of the goal, following a corner. Goal confirmed following a VAR review. And then the second in the 42nd minute, West Ham United 2, Everton 0. Jared Bowen again. West Ham United. This time he had a left-footed shot from the centre of the box to the high centre of the goal, and that one was assisted by Mikel Antonio. So West Ham United 2, Everton 0. So West Ham doing well there at the moment. The Hammers will be happy with that. Jez says Pat had hands like shovels. Yeah, I know people, Jez. He used to refer to him as shovel hands. They did that. Apparently, there's a few people who used to call him shovel hands because his hands were huge. Apparently, I never had the good fortune to meet him, but a few people have told me that his hands were absolutely massive. And Joanne says, I got my baked beans, laugh out loud, got some reduced price beef, and got the cat food. Yeah, what I need to know, that's brilliant, Joanne. I'm really pleased to hear it. But what I need to know is whether Teo allowed you to put broadcast my show over their channel in the shop while you were in there. Because that would have been epic, having Warren's Team Talk broadcasting loud and proud over the tannoy, in-store tannoy in the Norwich, Sainsbury's, or Tesco's, or wherever it was that you were. And Gavin says, be farting all night, Joanne. Oh my God, dear me. Superb stuff. Steve RSC says the most of the teams finished second in is 5 years in a row. Imagine if Man City finished runners up from 2023 to 2027. Be frustrating. Hell, it would. 100%. Be absolutely awful. Steve RFC said Everton have to sack Lampard. If not, I see them going down. Mate, the problem is I don't think it's the manager there that's the problem. I think it's the board. And Joe says, I had it on loud on my phone in the shop. Fair play to you, Joanne. Go on. That's the way to go. That's what I like to hear. They should have broadcast it over the in-store tannoy. It would have been proper in-store entertainment, not that ting, 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 ting-a-ding, ting-a-ding, ding that they like to have when you're wandering around the store. Oh, dear me. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Let's see what the scores are. Let's get an update. So it's currently Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Leicester City 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. West Ham United 2, Everton 0. So let's get back into it, see what is going on. So the Leicester-Brighton game has reached half-time. It's currently 1-1 in that game there. And Ian Ritchie Hodgins says, what's the story, Warren? Shout out to Niall, Morris, Daz, basically everyone in the past media world. Exactly. Big up to all of them. Big up to Niall. Make sure you go and check out Niall's channel, the Upper Tier, and Morris, his channel. What's his channel? I can't even remember what his channel's called, poor fella. But Morris has got a great channel as well. Can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Morris. Yeah, the Dazzler is superb. He goes on Niall's channel as well. Make sure as well, everyone, check out Jesse's channel, and also please go and check out Del Boy Gunner TV and the Aussie Gooner and the Football Capital and Russell Boyce. Russell Boyce's the Bhoycie Bus. Absolutely brilliant stuff, particularly if you're interested in finding out more about Celtic Football Club. Find no finer place than Boyce's channel. And Bhoycie, he's got such a wicked sense of humour. It's absolute quality. And Ian Ritchie Hodgkins says, "Get in there, you good fellas." 100%. 100%. Steve RSC says Burnley and Sheffield United seem certain to go up. Rest of the teams are good for playoffs. Yeah, see, Norwich though won 4-2 today away. I don't know. I'm not convinced that they won't make a late surge. Grab one of them 2 automatic promotion spots. I think Burnley are pretty much safe. Even at this point, I just can't see them not getting promoted. They're playing so well at the moment. But who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen. Tony Ibarra says, "I'm going to clip that, Ron, and use it as my call waiting." Fantastic. Fair play to you, fella. Yeah, that'd be fun. Steve RSC, I subscribe to Jez Collins' channel. I see him on Lee Gunner and Kenny Ken. Jez is an absolute legend, mate. His shows are absolutely superb. He does some history shows, and he's doing one, like I say, on Monday about Pat Jennings. Please, 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 everyone, go and check it out, because his history shows are legendary, in my opinion. Absolutely legendary. They're brilliant. They really are, and it's so important. So if you want to find out all about Pat, go and check it out, because Jez will no stone unturned and do an absolute brilliant job of telling you about Pat Jennings' career at Arsenal, that's for sure. Gavin says, outstanding historical content. Yeah, and how Arsenal Football Club didn't take up his offer to do it for them. I just don't get it. I don't. I just think it's easy. I really do, because he would have been absolutely brilliant. He would have. But still, there you go. Anyway, let's get back into the football. See what's going on. So it's Bournemouth 1. Half-time, it's Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Leicester City 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. And West Ham United 2, Everton 0. And 10 minutes of added on time been played down at the St Mary's, and it's Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. So let's have a look at the Premier League. No, not that one. We want the live one. That's what I'm looking for. Want the live table. Where's that live table gone? Can't find it now. Quite a lot of Everton fans. Quite a lot of Everton fans had already left their seats when the halftime whistle sounded. Those who remained booed their team off. They are currently bottom of the Premier League. Oh dear, oh Lord. See, that is shocking. Forest have now failed to score a first-half goal in 14 of their 20 games. Only Southampton, 15, have failed to score more often in the Premier League this season. And look at that. Look at that, people. A board full of liars. See, that's what I was saying about the Everton faithful. Most blame the board for what's going on, and I can't say that I blame them. I mean, it's shocking. Southampton fans are getting a bit frustrated as their players are rushing clearances. The latest is Mohamed Salisu. It comes back to Leon Bailey in the box, but he slips as he shoots. Yeah, well, this looks like they're still playing. Jesus. Yeah, they're still going on. The other teams will be coming out for the second half shortly, and they'll still be waiting to have their half-time break. There you go. Not looking good, is it? Everton, bottom of the Premier League. Jeez. When I think back and remember what Everton were like in the mid to late 80s, I just find it unbelievable that the wheels have come off that badly. It's shocking. It really is. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I just think it's absolutely terrible. Gavin says, honestly, they'd make millions if they put history shows on DVD. Absolute muppets. Not taking that offer, in my opinion. Yeah, they could have, and they could have, like, you know, on their website, they could have it as a special part of the. Like Liverpool do it. They've got a part of their website that is all to do with Liverpool's history and stuff like that. And, you know, they could have like made it a paid part of their website. So you'd have to subscribe to it and pay a subscription fee to get access to watch that stuff, or throw it in as part of the bundle for paying to watch live matches, or, you know, things like that. They could. You're right, Gavin. They could have, but absolutely, I find it staggering. I really do. And the thing is, the biggest thing that makes me really angry about this is it's a slap in the face for the tradition of the club, because it'd be a brilliant way to keep the tradition and the culture of the club going and whatnot. And it really could. And it could have gone out to schools and used it as a way to encourage kids to get involved in sport, like do absolutely brilliant work for the health of young people, children. And instead of that, they've just gone, no, we're not really that interested. We don't think it's relevant. I just think, what do you mean it's not relevant? What's a load of... Honestly, it's just absolute rubbish. And, you know, someone once said, I don't know who it was, I don't know, but someone said it, and this is a general comment about history. Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat its failures. 100%. 100%. And that's why history is so important. It really is. And, you know, then turning their back like that on Jez and his offer, for me, it's absolutely sickening. Absolutely sickening. It just shows that the people in control of this club have got absolutely no interest and don't care about the football club. They don't. All they're interested in is using it as a cash cow to make money. 100% they are. They're not interested about this football club at all, not in the slightest. And Gavin says exactly, in paid subscriptions for it. Yes, exactly. They could. I mean, I'm not 100% sure that I agree that they should do that. I think it should be a free thing, but they could have if they wanted to, made a killing from it. Gavin says, delighted it didn't put Jez off and he still makes quality content. Yeah, mate, 100%. And he's an absolutely top fella. And I really respect Jez. I love him to bits. I think he's a top man. And and he's a really funny guy as well. He really is. He is. And I love chatting to him. And yeah, I just do. I just think he's brilliant. I really do. So, all the games now have reached half-time point, believe it or not. Finally, the Southampton game first half has drawn to a conclusion. It's Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. The other games is Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Leicester City 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. It's Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0, and West Ham United 2, Everton 0. Don't forget, guys, it's the game tonight at 5:30. It's Crystal Palace taking on Newcastle United at Selhurst Park. So that would be an interesting game, particularly after what happened the other night when Palace got a point off Manchester United at Selhurst Park. And earlier today, it finished Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. And Gavin says he's forgotten more about Arsenal than I'll ever know. Exactly, mate. Same here too. Same with me. And I've been supporting the club for 50-odd years. I've started following Arsenal in 1972 when I was a 5-year-old kid. That was my first game. And yeah, he's forgotten more about the club than probably most of us ever knew. And Joanne says she's going for a draw with Palace and Newcastle. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, that one, Joan. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a draw. So, what does everyone think about this game tomorrow, this Arsenal-Man United game? Does anyone want to throw in predictions into the chat for the Arsenal-Man United game? I'm going 3-0 Arsenal. I think we're going to win comfortably. I did say earlier today on Aussie Gooner's channel, I thought we'd beat United 6-0, but that was because he had a fella on in the stream with him called the Football Capital, who's got a channel called the Football Capital. He's a Man United fan. I said that to wind him up, right? Because I love winding him up. And but by the way, go and check out both their channels, the Aussie Gooner and the Football Capital. They do excellent content. Absolute top fellas. And yeah, I've said on there 6-0. And that was in Aussie Gooner's Arsenal v Man United preview show. So go and check that out. Yeah, I think Arsenal are going to win comfortable. I do. I think it'll be 3-0. I just think we'll have too much for them. And especially at the moment, our tails are up and we're flying. We really are. And I know that they're playing as well, but their main man is out injured, apparently, that Casemiro, whatever his name is. But no, I just don't think they've got enough to worry us. I don't. And especially after what happened up at Old Trafford earlier in the season when Ten Hag out-tacticked Mikel Arteta, I'm pretty sure he's going to be out for revenge. So let's see what happens. But that's what I think. Joanne says I've got 3-2 in mind tomorrow. What for Arsenal or for United, Joanne? Gavin says 3-1 Arsenal. They'll snake one near the end. Well, yeah, maybe. I hope not, but maybe. And I hope for your sake that we do beat them tomorrow, because if we don't, you're not going to be able to go out of the house, mate. That's for sure. They'll be hunting you down, fella. They really will. And Tony Abira saying, I'm buzzing about it. 3-1 Arsenal. Yep, I could see that happening. I hope it does. As long as we win, I don't care what the score is, to be frank. But it'd be nice to absolutely slap them and shut them up, because they got way too much trap for my liking. Joanne says for Arsenal, it's going to be goals galore, end-to-end entertainment. I hope not. I don't think my ticker can take it, quite honest. Gavin says they'll come knocking on the door. They'll come knocking on the door, the pricks. Yeah, well, don't answer the bloody door. Just have anyone who comes on your in the vicinity of your property, just like start firing shots at them, mate. Sit on the veranda or something with a shotgun, and any United fans come anywhere near, just firing pop shots at them. There you go. Let's see how these games have been going. So the second half has started. So let's go down to Bournemouth and see what the story is with the match stats so far in this one. So here we go. Look, at the moment, Bournemouth have had 47% possession. Notts Forest have had 53. Bournemouth have had 9 shots, 4 of which have been on target. Forest have had 9 shots as well, and they've had 2 shots on target. The corner count is 3 apiece, and the foul count is 5-3 to Bournemouth. So that's that. Let's see who Bournemouth's man of the match is so far. Look, it's going to be Christie. Yeah, and Bournemouth's man of the match so far is Christie. He's had an average rating of 7.55, and Notts Forest their man of the match so far is Johnson. He's got a rating of 7.36. So there we go. Let's go to Leicester and Brighton. It's currently 1 goal apiece there. Leicester's goal came in the 38th minute from Albrighton, and Brighton's goal came in the 27th minute from Mitoma. That goal was assisted by Estupinan, and the Leicester man of the match so far is Dewsbury. He's had an average rating of 5.93. And Brighton and Hove Albion, their man of the match so far looks like it might be Gross. No, Dunk. Yeah, it looks like it's Dunk. He's had an average rating of 8.30, so he's Brighton's man of the match. And the match stats for that game. So, Leicester have had 40% possession, Brighton 60%. Leicester have had 5 shots, one of which has been on target. Brighton have had 7 shots, 1 on target. The corner count is 5-3 to Brighton, and the foul count is 6-3 to Leicester. So that's that. Let's see. But any substitutions or all Brighton came on in the 35th minute for Prate. For Leicester and Brighton, they brought on Veltman in the 30th minute for Lallana, and that's it. There's been no bookings or sending offs in that game. So let's go to Southampton and Aston Villa. So the Southampton man of the match so far has been Walker-Peters. He's had an average rating, no, not Walker-Peters, James Ward-Prowse, a rating of 7.21. And Aston Villa's man of the match so far has been Emi Martinez with an average rating of 6.9. And the match stats for this one: Southampton have had 29% possession, Aston Villa have had 71%. Southampton have had 1 shot, which was on target. Villa have had 9 shots, 3 of which were on target. The corner count is 1 apiece, and the foul count is 8-6 to Southampton. There we are. And that game is goalless. 46 minutes gone there. Let's go to West Ham Everton. West Ham lead that game by 2-0, thanks to goals from Bowen in the 34th and 41st minute. The goal in the 41st minute was assisted by Mikel Antonio. The match stats for that one: West Ham have had 37% possession, Everton 63%. West Ham have had 6 shots, Everton 2. West Ham have had 3 shots on target, Everton have had none. The corner count is 5-3 to Everton, and the foul count is 3-2 to West Ham. So there we are. Let's have a look at the lineup, see if there's been any bookings or whatnot. Yeah, Lucas Paqueta has been booked for West Ham. West Ham have made no substitutions as of yet. Everton, they've made 2 substitutions. They've had bookings. Davis and McNeil came on half-time for Coleman and Mikalenko. So let's see if those changes have any impact. So Right. Yeah, a lot of people saying that if Lampard loses Everton's Everton lose this game today, that will be the end of Frank Lampard. Be quite ironic if he loses his job after a defeat against the club that gave him his chance in top flight football. But there you go. And Steve RFC says, if there's one team that's not in the relegation zone that I still think could go down, it's Bournemouth. If they stay up, it's a good season. I think I probably agree with you, Steve, to be frank. Casemiro might be missing for Man United, important player. It will still be, though, a game Arsenal have to be there at their best tomorrow to win. Yeah, I agree with you as that as well. Steve RFC says Leicester is a team I see up, but they've been poor this year. They will stay up, as always pressure on them if they don't beat Brighton. Leicester is a team I expect to see up, but they've been poor this year. They will stay up. As always, pressure on them if they don't beat Brighton. Yep, 100%, mate. Gavin says, are we their next game too? I'm not sure, mate, to be honest. Let's have a look at the fixtures, see who we're playing after United. I think we've got a... I think we've got a really difficult one, and a real difficult one after United. After United, we've got Manchester City away. We then got Everton away, Brentford at home, Manchester City at home, and Aston away. And Leicester, we're playing them on the 25th of February away. There you are. There you have it, guys. And right, so Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. Ollie Watkins immediately runs at the Southampton backline. Goalkeeper Gavin Bazunu then messes up his clearance, and it's straight to Jacob Ramsey. He lays it off to Liam Bailey, but it's another poor strike. He's had a few of those this afternoon. Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. It's been quite a tame start to this half so far. Bournemouth seem happy to sit on their lead and wait for the best moments to counter. Forest aren't offering a huge threat in attack at the moment. And are going to have something very special to get back into this game. West Ham are just sitting back and holding firm, but then they create an opening as Alex Iwobi slips a lovely ball through, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin just cannot get on the end of it at full stretch. Sounds like it's going to be a pretty tricky second half for Everton unless something dramatic happens. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. Cole Walker-Peters spins away from Jacob Ramsey, but the Villa man sticks with him to win it back immediately. Southampton, Aston Villa 0. Samuel Edozie almost slides it through to Shay Adams after a nice bit of skill. Saw him beat Ezri Konsa on the right. And there's been a goal. There's been a goal. Well, let's find out what happened. But hold on. Hold on. There's been a goal, people. And let's see if we can find out where it was. And it's Leicester City 2, Brighton 1. Harvey Barnes for Leicester in the 62nd minute. Leicester City 2, Brighton 1. So let's go and find out about that one. See how that went in. So Leicester City take the lead against Brighton in the 63rd minute from Harvey Barnes. Let's go and find out about how he scored the goal. Why not? Why not indeed, as they say. So goal, Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Harvey Barnes, Leicester City, has a right-footed shot from very close range to the centre of the goal following a corner. Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Harvey Barnes with the goal there, and that puts Leicester City 2-1 up at home to Brighton, and much welcome relief at the moment for Brendan Rodgers, I'd say, with that. If that stays like that and the rest of the results stay the way they are, which is unlikely, I'm pretty sure, Leicester will move up to 13th in the Premier League. So that'd be fantastic for them. So it's Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1 at the moment. So there we go. Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Serge Aurier goes down holding his face after trying to get on to a ball to the byline. There's a flailing arm from his marker, but nothing intentional, not particularly damaging. Surely he'd have been better trying to get to the actual pass rather than making so much of the content. Yeah, well, exactly, mate. I think that quite a lot about a lot of these players that go down so easily. Surely it would have just been better to go and get the ball and try and do something and create something rather than go ground. But still, that's probably why I'm not a professional footballer or a coach, you know? Yeah, what do I know? West Ham 2, Everton 0, Dwight McNeil hooks Idrissa Gueye's free kick back into the box, but a yellow shirt is unable to convert. West Ham clear, but the pressure comes again, conceding a corner. Samuel Edozie almost slides it through to Shay Adams after a nice bit of skill. Saw him beat Ezri Konsa on the right. And we've seen that. Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Bournemouth close to that crucial second goal. are close to that crucial second goal there. Ryan Christie hooks a shot that looks to be on target, but Willie Bowley sticks his head into block. Soon after, Kiefer Moore fires a low shot just wide. That name, Willie Bowley. What a brilliant name. Superb stuff. What an absolute legend. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. Leon Bailey has a run at Carl Walker-Peters, but Ibrahim Diallo backs him up and it's well defended. Shay Adams and Esri Konza then come together in an aerial clash, but both are fine. And someone's hit the woodwork at Upton Park. Oh, sorry, Upton Park. At the London Stadium. This would have been contender for goal of the season. Instead, it'll be on the shortlist for save of the season. Emerson exchanges a delightful 1-2 with Said Benrahma and then carries the ball into the box. The Brazilian smacks a shot from the angle, which is arrowing in, but Jordan Pickford makes a superb save by tipping the ball onto the crossbar. Keeps Everton clinging on in this one. So, Doug Lewis-Luiz, Southampton 0, Everton, Aston Villa 0. Douglas Luiz does all the hard work, but the shot at the end of the day is poor. Villa retain possession, however, as they build pressure at St Mary's. And last but not least, for the time being, is Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Big shouts. Big shouts for handball against Bournemouth in their own box. Brennan Johnson fired a cross at Joe Rothwell and it looked to come off his chest as much as anything. And there's a substitution at Leicester, and here he comes. It's Leicester's star man. James Maddison is returning from injury after 10 weeks out with a knee injury. He replaces Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. So the Leicester faithful will be absolutely delighted to see him. And wouldn't it just be ironic if he comes on and causes a bit of mayhem, does a bit of magic and puts Leicester even further in front? There you are. And there's a triple change at Southampton. Romain Perraud, Sekou Mara and Mohamed El Younisi are all coming on for Southampton. Shay Adams, Romeo Lavia and Samuel Edozie are the ones heading off. Wow. Really going for it there then. So the teams are out for the game between Palace and Newcastle. So the Palace starting 11 is Guayata, Ward, Richards, Guayi, Mitchell, Doucouré, Schlupp, Easy, Edouard, Zaha, and Ayew. Johnston, Milivojevic, Olise, Mateta, Klein, Hughes, Reedwell, Wells, Morrison, and Ozo. The Newcastle 11 is Pope, Trippier, Shah, Botman, Byrne, Longstaff, Guimaraes, Willock, Almiron, Joel Linton, and Wilson. And the subs are Dubravka, Lascelles, St. Maximin, Ritchie, Lewis, Isaac, Manquillo, Murphy, and Anderson. And there's been a goal, people. There's been a goal. So let's get into it. There's been a goal. Let's find out where it is, because it sounds exciting. And there may be a second one. Or is the BBC website just doing what he normally does and provoking us? So it's a goal. It's come at the St Mary's Stadium. It's gone to the home side. It's Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0, and it's been scored by their talisman, James Ward-Prowse, and Unai Emery is going to have to work his magic now to get Villa back into this one. Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. So let's see if we can find out about what happened there. There we are. 64 minutes gone at St Mary's. It's Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. James Ward-Prowse scored in the 63rd minute, and that was assisted by Armstrong. And let's see how the goal went in. The goal, Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. James Ward-Prowse, Southampton, a left-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner, and it was assisted by Adam Armstrong. So there you go. Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. And there's been a booking in that game as well, and that is for Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa. He's been shown a yellow card. So Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa, this is your book, son. Right. Okay. So 73 minutes gone at Bournemouth. It's Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. 74 minutes gone at Leicester, and it's Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. 65 minutes gone at the St Mary's Stadium in Southampton, and it's Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. And at the London Stadium, it's still West Ham United 2, Everton 0. The goals from Jared Bowen still keeping the teams apart there. And West Ham gently bubbling along as they do with their bubbles. West Ham 2, Everton 0. So, as it stands, down at the bottom, Southampton have currently second bottom. They're on 16 points. Everton are bottom on 15 points. Wolves are third bottom on 17 points. Leeds are fourth bottom on 17 points. They're above Wolves on goal difference. And then we have West Ham on 18 points. They're fifth bottom. Bournemouth are on 15th. They're on 19 points. Forest are 14th on 20 points. And Leicester are 13th on 20 points as well, but they're above Forest by virtue of the fact that they have 14 better goal difference. So there we have it. And let's get into the comments. Joanne says, is the Prem interrupted anyway because of the coronation? I bloody well hope not, Joanne. I really do. It wouldn't surprise me, though. What date is the coronation? That Southampton Villa match, I knew it would be hard for Villa. Yeah, well, it's not over yet, but, you know, Unai is a master tactician. I'm sure if there's a way for them to get back into it, he'll find a way to do it. Steve RFC, a much needed goal for Southampton. 100%, mate. It was. 100% was. But let's see what Emery does now, because, like I say, if there's anyone going to get them back into this game, then it's him. Hold on, what's going on here? There's something weird happened at that Southampton game. It's gone back to 0-0. Maybe the goal's been ruled out. Let's go and have a look. Dear oh Lord. Those Southampton fans are going to go nuts if that goal's been ruled out. Goal has been overturned. James Ward-Prowse, his goal at Southampton, has been ruled out after a VAR review. It's been decided no goal, but why? I've got no idea. I don't know why it's been overturned. I assume it must be, I'm guessing, and it's only a guess, that it's probably been ruled out for offside, but who knows? Oh my God. There we are. So it's still Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. Wow. Oh dear. So what does that mean? It means that Southampton are second bottom and West Ham, Everton are now bottom of the league. Jesus Christ. Shocking. It's shocking, isn't it? So Southampton 0, Aston Villa 0. Jacob Ramsey is allowed to travel with it down the middle. He uses Ollie Watkins to his left, but Lyanko makes an excellent block at the near post to stop the cutback. And this fella here has come out with a good point. It's fine sacking Lampard, but who will take over this mess? Maybe Everton need to be relegated to rebuild, like Newcastle and Villa in more recent-ish times. Other clubs, people said were to go down. Yeah, well, that's true. And Chris says Frank Lampard will go tonight, but nothing at Everton will change until this board goes. 27 years without a sniff of silverware, and the lowest common denominator is Bill Kenwright. 100%. That is it in a nutshell. That is it in a nutshell. And Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Forest are throwing plenty at it now. Gustavo Scarpa has 2 goes at a shot from the edge of the box, but flushed them before Sam Surridge is flagged offside. Sitting deeper and deeper now. There you are. If it works. And looks like we've got some more chats in the comments. And Joanne says 6th of May, Saturday, the coronation. I'll look at that and I'll tell you in a minute, Joanne. And in Steve RFC says it's ruled out actually. And Dan says some games are affected in EFL as County's last game has been moved to Monday at 12:30. Yeah, because it's going to be a bank holiday on the Monday, isn't it? So some games in the EPLs are going to be affected. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at Arsenal's fixture list in a minute and tell you about it. Bargaff says, hey, Warren. Hi, Bargaff. I hope you're well. Lovely to see you, man. I hope you're doing all right. Bargaff says that Bournemouth result opens up the relegation fight again. It 100% does. Right. So, what's this? And there's been a goal at Bournemouth, everyone. Before I go and check on these fixtures, there has been a goal at Bournemouth. Sam Surridge has scored. Sam Surridge has scored. So it's time for the fireworks to come out, people. Here we go. The BBC website hasn't got it yet. Gee whiz. And it's Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Sam Surridge scores in the 84th minute. Right, let me have a look at... Sixth of May. Steve. And there's been a goal for Aston Villa at Southampton. And it's been scored by Ollie Watkins. So Ollie Watkins gives Aston Villa a 1-goal lead at Southampton. Right, so it's saying that on Saturday the 6th of May, Arsenal playing Newcastle away at St James's Park, 3 o'clock kickoff. So I'm not sure if that game is going ahead or not, to be quite honest, but that's on the Arsenal app. So who knows? Let's have a look, see what the BBC app says. So... I'm just having a look at the... Yeah, well, at the moment, according to the BBC website, it's still going ahead. Whether it will, it's anyone's guess. But according to the BBC website and the Arsenal app, it's still going ahead. So let's go and find out how Notts Forest scored their equaliser at Bournemouth. They scored in the 83rd minute through Surridge, as we know. Johnson provided the assist, and the goal had to go for a VAR decision, which it got through. So the goal's definitely going to stand. It's Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Sam Surridge, Nottingham Forest, had a right-footed shot from very close range to the bottom left corner, and it was assisted by Brennan Johnson, and the goal was confirmed following a VAR review. So there we are. That's it. And there's been another goal as well, and I'll tell you about that one in a minute. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 1. Ollie Watkins scored in the 77th minute. It was assisted by Douglas. Unai Emery is doing the business. Unai fucking Emery, that's who. Goal. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 1. Ollie Watkins, Aston Villa, header from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Douglas Luiz with a cross following a set-piece situation. Goal has been confirmed following a VAR review. So Aston Villa take the lead at Southampton, and it's all been confirmed. So there you are. And there's been a goal at Leicester. And it's now Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. And it's been scored by the young fella Ferguson, the young fella that came out of the club where Del Boy works. He scored in the 88th minute for Brighton. So it's Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Evan Ferguson, Brighton and Hove Albion, header from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner, and it was assisted by Purvis Estupinan with a cross. What a name. Absolutely superb stuff. Purvis Estupinan. Absolutely classic. Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. And just before that, Leicester made a substitution. Patson Daka replaced Jamie Vardy. So Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. So Estupiñán's had a good afternoon. He's assisted twice this afternoon for Brighton. So let's get back into the chat. What's going on with the chat? And Steve RFC says, been many twists and turns. Yeah, mate, there has. And I love it. It's always like this on a Saturday on the Warren's Team Talk Match Day Live. Twists, turns, ups, downs, left, right, back, front. It's an absolute madness. A right roller coaster, as it always is. And I dare say that it ain't finished yet. And here he is. Here he is. He's the main man. Niall's in the chat. Watch out, fellas. Lock up your daughters. Keep your dogs on the leash because the big man's here. Niall, nice to see you here, mate. And big up, Ron and chat. Sorry I'm late. I was rinsing Kloppman those pretenders. Oh dear, oh Lord. So it sounds like you're not very happy now after that draw today at home to Chelsea. Yeah, mate. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know. I haven't seen the game, so I can't really comment. But I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder if it's to do with the sale, why it's all gone tits up like this. I really don't know. Maybe the old ownership don't want to invest in the club if they're going to be selling, which I sort of understand, but I don't. I don't know, man. That's what I'm beginning to wonder if that's got something to do with it. But I don't know. I'm gonna watch your show later and listen to what you've got to say and put a comment in and whatnot. Watching your shows, man. Even the Shankly sessions, because I rate Liverpool Football Club. I do like Liverpool. I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I do rate them. I've got massive respect for them. So I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts on it. Joad says that will be cancelled. The whole country will come to a halt for the coronation, I'm sure. Jeez. Well, it won't be coming to a bloody halt in this house, that's for sure. I will find a way to do a Warren's Team Talk live show on that Saturday, I'm telling you. Even if I have to do like a 2-hour show on something or other completely unrelated to football, I will, but it won't be about the bloody coronation, that's for sure. Steve RFC, missed opportunity for Leicester unless they get a winner, but unlikely. 100%, mate. The upper tier says, looks like Lampard will need a lift home. West Ham 2, Weathers Originals. That's a bit harsh. Niall. And Niall says, what an intro, laugh out loud, mate. Yeah, no, you fully deserve it, man. Imagine drawing with the 6th best team in London. Yeah, no history, nothing. Yeah, and they're a shambles at the moment as well. I think that game should have been called the Shambles Derby because they're an absolute mess at the moment, aren't they? But I heard that creature, Mudryk, come on in the second half and apparently he played quite well. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. Joanne says Terence was on one the other night. Mate, that man is on some serious high grade. He really is. That some of the stuff that he was coming out with, Jesus Christ. And he was just like, mate, Terence is like, well, he's up there with Julian on the levels of delusion and madness. He really is, because some of the stuff that he comes out with is just off the scale nonsense. It really is. And Gavin says, go on, Warren. Yeah, man, I have to say what I say. And Dan says, do a Vietnam Warren's Team Talk or something. I doubt they would stop for such a stupidness. Yeah, well, even if it's about a foreign league, I'm doing it. I'm telling you, I am not. We'll all find out what I think about that family when I do my show shortly on Diesel's channel about the death of Diana. You'll find out. And I think it might be a big surprise for everyone. LDV mid-table trophy wrapped up for us. LD Vans trophy. Yeah, I remember that. Joanne Smith says, good. Laugh out loud. I'll be on board with the coronation. I wonder if Harry will go. Laugh out loud. Now, Harry, he'll be watching the Warrens Team Talk Match Day Live locked in the toilet, and he'll be watching it on his phone. Joanne says Terence was creaming his pants. Matt, creaming his pants, it was more like shitting his pants because he was getting ripped to shreds. Absolutely ripped to shreds. I destroyed him. Absolutely. You noticed when I asked him when Arteta was going to come out and apologise, he couldn't answer the question. He didn't want to answer it. He kept changing the subject and avoiding it. And that's what he always does when he knows he's on dodgy ground. He will change the subject and avoid the question. The man would be a brilliant politician. He would, because he don't know jack shit about football. I'm telling you, I love him to bits, but he's absolutely off his rocker. And Gavin says that pedo family murdered that woman. You wait until you see what I've got to say about it, mate. I'm telling you, I ain't saying anything more than that. That's for sure. Joanne says, I'm reading that book. It's very interesting. I'm sure it is. You wait till I do that show, Joanne. I'm worried about it. I think I'm gonna have to get some reinforced glass on the windows of my flat. I'm telling you, because I'll get taken out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, because that show is going to be epic, people. Anyway, some of the games are finished by the looks of it. So let's get into it. Okay, so the game of Bournemouth has finished. It's ended. AFC Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 1. The goals came from Anthony in the 28th minute and Surridge in the 83rd minute. There was an assist from Awatara in the 28th minute for Bournemouth, and Johnson in the 83rd minute for Notts Forest. And it finished Leicester City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Leicester's goals came from Brighton in the 38th minute and Barnes in the 63rd minute. And Brighton's came from Mitoma and Ferguson. Mitoma scored in the 27th minute and Ferguson in the 88th minute. And 2 assists today for Estupiñán of Brighton and Hove Albion for both of those goals. And the Southampton Aston Villa game is still going on. They're in the 89th minute, and Aston Villa leading by 1-0, everyone. That goal was scored by Ollie Watkins. He scored in the 77th minute. That goal was assisted by Douglas Luiz. And it finished West Ham United 2, Everton 0. 2 goals from Bowen in the 34th and 41st minute. And the goal in the 41st minute was assisted by Antonio. So West Ham United 2, Everton 0. And yeah, let's go and have a look at the match stats for the Bournemouth Forest game. The Bournemouth Forest game, Bournemouth had 43% possession, 57% for Forest. Bournemouth had 16 shots, 4 of which were on target. Forest had 20 shots, 5 of which were on target. The corner count was 6-4 in favour of Forest, and the foul count was 10-7 to Bournemouth. Right. Quickly need to do something there. So the Leicester Brighton game. Leicester had 36% possession. Brighton had 64%. Leicester had 9 shots, 2 of which were on target. Brighton, they had 13 shots, 4 of which were on target. The corner count was 6-5 to Brighton, and the foul tally, it was 9 apiece. So both teams committed 9 fouls. So quickly, in a minute, we're gonna see. I forgot to say who the man of the match was for the Bournemouth game, didn't I? We'll go and do that in a sec. But let's see who the man of the match was for this game first. So Leicester against Brighton. The man of the match for Leicester looks like it was Harvey Barnes or Dewsbury Hall. Madison 6.54. Albrighton got 6.77. So Albrighton was Leicester's man of the match, and Brighton's man of the match, Sanchez 7.77, Gross 7.81, Dunk 8.12. Ferguson has got it 8.19. He won it. So fair play to the young fella. And let's go back and see who the man of the match was in the Bournemouth game. So the Bournemouth game's man of the match. Look at that beautiful kit. I love that yellow and blue kit. Proper kit. So the Bournemouth is Owatara by the looks of it. No, it's not. It's Christie. It might be Ryan Christie. The rating of 7.14. Yeah, so it's Christie. Rating of 7.14 from the BBC viewers. Notts Forest, man of the match. Bowley, 6.15. Freuler, 6.14. Gross, Gibbs White, 6.62. No, Johnson, 6.9. No, Surrey, 0.04. So Surrey has won it for Notts Forest. He gets a rating of 7.04. And that question, which teams has Klopp beaten the most as a boss? I'd say Arsenal. Because he always seems to beat Arsenal, except for this season. Yeah, there we go. Then let's go back and check out the other 2 games. Southampton and Aston Villa has finished. Aston Villa won by 1-0. goal by Ollie Watkins in the 77th minute, assisted by Douglas Luiz. So the man of the match, Southampton, might be Walker Peters. No, Ward-Prowse. Yeah, Ward-Prowse is the Southampton man of the match. No real surprise there because I think he's head and shoulders their best player. Aston Villa, Emi Martinez. I wouldn't be surprised if it's him. Arsenal's #1 goalkeeper. Yeah, Arsenal's #1 goalkeeper and wins the man of the match award for Aston Villa. Emi Martinez, 7.27. So he was Aston Villa's man of the match today. And the match stats for that game. Southampton had 37% possession and Aston Villa had 63. Southampton had 8 shots, 5 of which were on target. Aston Villa had 16 shots, 5 of which were on target. The corner count was 2-2, and the foul count was, or foul tally, was 19 fouls to Southampton and 9 to Aston Villa. So one more game to do and then we're done. And that's the West Ham against Everton game. West Ham won that game by 2-0. Goals from Bowen in the 34th and 41st minute. And the second goal was assisted by Mikel Antonio. And the match stats for this one, 32% possession for West Ham, 68 for Everton, 11 shots for West Ham, 4 of which were on target, and Everton had 5 shots, 2 of which were on target. The corner count was 9-4 to Everton, and the foul tally was 9-6 to West Ham. And the man of the match, have we got a man of the match thing? No, they haven't given any ratings for the players in this one. It's a bit weird. Still, never mind. That's the way they want to do it. So that's that. You can't really see me, can you? Let me just put the camera on. The light, that's better. Right, guys. Those of you who haven't gone and watched it, make sure you go and check out my video about Leandro Trossard. And also, I just want to remind everyone, Judgment Day is coming. Judgment Day is coming. That's all I'm going to say. Just keep your eyes open, though. Keep your eyes open for Judgment Day because it's coming soon, guys. So let's get back into the chat. Gavin says you'll have to move over here, mate. I've been tempted. The upper tier says old Buck Rogers be sharing a taxi with Lampard down the job centre. 100%, mate. nice of Everton to donate their new stadium to Tranmere. That's fucking hilarious. I love that. And the upper tier says, "What you make of Trossard, mate?" Yeah, I think it's a good signing. I do. I think he'd be good for Arsenal. Give some much needed quality backup in that squad, because that's an area that we're really lacking in, is quality backup for that squad. It's shocking. The drop off once players go out of the team is shocking. It's shocking. And Niall says, happy haircut, my friend. Just noticed, yeah, no, it had to come off. It was getting on my nerves. It really was. Thank you, though. Tia says, Arsenal signed Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, mate. I'll be back. Exactly. That's the one. And Dan says, fantastic show as always, Warren. Catch you later. You too, mate. Take care of yourself. And hopefully County get a win when that game gets replayed. Right. Okay, guys. I'm going to finish it there. Thanks. No, says Green Street Hooligans vibes from that haircut. Let me tell you, right, I had a haircut similar to this once, and I lived in Eastbourne, right? And I was walking down the road, right, minding my own business, and this poor woman, she was away, and she took one look at me, and she had this look of horror on her face, and she crossed the road. She crossed the road to get out of my way. I couldn't believe it. I was horrified. And then after that, I wouldn't leave the house without a hat on. Because I was traumatized by it. And Niall says, smash the likes. Yeah, people, please, before you go, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please make sure you smash that like button, the thumbs up button. Sorry about that, guys. The internet went down. I don't know. The bloody countryside, bloody country bumpkins. Honestly, they couldn't fucking do anything properly, to be quite honest. But still, there you go. Yeah. So internet went down. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just about to say, please make sure as well to subscribe to this fella here, the Upper Tier. Absolutely fantastic channel that fella's got. And this guy, he really knows his football, let me tell you. What he don't know about football ain't worth knowing. He's got a brilliant podcast called The Shankly Sessions, which is all about Liverpool Football Club. So make sure that you go and check him out, particularly if you're a Liverpool fan. But he also does lots of other stuff that isn't Liverpool related and is general football stuff. So go and check him out. He's an absolute top fella. Really is. And he's a great mate. So go and check him out. And had your clothes on? I did have my clothes on, though. I'm not in the habit of walking around outside without any clothes on. No, definitely not. Certainly not with bloody Eastbourne, that's for sure. Tony Ibarra says, good stuff, Warren. See you in the next. Yeah, 100%, Tony. Take care of yourself, mate. Lovely to see you. And thanks to everyone who's tuned in today. I really, really do appreciate it. In fact, let's go through you all and say thank you to all of you. So I want to say thanks to Dan. I want to say thanks to Dan. I want to say thanks to Gavin. I want to say thanks to Steve RFC. I want to say thank you to Jez. Don't forget to go and subscribe to Jez as well. And make sure you go and check out his Pat Jennings video that he's going to do on Monday. And thanks to Joanne Smith. And Joanne, make sure you look after those cats. I hope they're doing all right. And who else have we got in here? Is there anyone else anymore? For any more? Yeah. Ian Ritchie Hodgins, please go and check him out. And thanks very much to you, Ian, for coming in today. Thanks to Tony Ibarra. I think that's thanks to Bargav as well. Thanks for coming in, Bargav. Really appreciate it, mate. Top man. To the Upper Tier as well. Fair play to you, Niall. I think that's it, actually. I don't think there is anyone. No, that's it. But thanks to all of you. Please remember to look after yourselves. Take care of your loved ones and all your friends and family and everything. Please share some love and kindness around the world. And remember to put a like on my video. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. And thanks very much for watching. Please take care of yourselves. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. And I'll see you all again really, really soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.
When the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea.